Alright guys, nocturnal news. I'll be back in 20 seconds. Alright guys, look, I have a really cool video for you today. Look, I'm excited. I don't get really excited too often, but wait, let me tell you what you're looking at here. These are cave drawings, okay, from Utah. And you can clearly see these appear to be some type of ETs, right? Some type of aliens. Buckhorn wash angels. Now, these I believe are angels. Okay? The Wanginas right here. You know, drawing these, or painting rather, these really, I don't know, what do we call them? Entities, aliens, other beings, otherworldly creatures. And I'll read this, okay? St. John Baptist, 15:13, 15:16. If you join the two mirror images of the painting, this is what you get. And we talked about it last night. By the way, you guys hit that notification bell. Okay, sub to the channel. I'm going to be going live at least once or twice a week, definitely once every weekend, and maybe once or twice throughout the week. And we'll break these down further. I just kind of want to show you quickly what we're going to be looking at today. Okay, the two Dutch ships. Now this is unknown. They found this very old painting. And it says, although the artist and era of the painting is unknown, it can be seen that the two Dutch ships, you know, they have these weird, you know, UFO-shaped craft in the sky. Okay? And the man that painted this, you know, he says, you know, Thomas Sandby says the account of the pale blue object entering the night. It was like an orb. And guys, I think orbs have been around for a very long time. Moved directions at one point. And this, you know, look, they didn't have phones back then. We talked about it live last night and the night before. They had paintbrushes. You know, the Mayan carvings, 1st century. You know, it appears to be, I don't know, a man probably, you know, basically cowering down to a UFO. You know, surrendering, whatever you want to call it. Looks very ominous, very intimidating. Okay? And this one, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this particular painting. The Virgin Mary just before she learned she's going to give birth to Jesus. Now, I don't know if I think this one is UFO related, but it could be. You know, it says where it's a UFO and a sign that Mary was abducted. Again, I think that's a little far-fetched, but you know, like I said, guys, stay tuned. This is probably going to be the best collection of UFOs and aliens in ancient artwork. You know, historical artwork, Da Vinci, you know, biblical artwork. Okay, the baptism of Christ, 1710. This you know, what do you call it? Object, UFO, disc. And here's Gelder, features 4 separate beams of light. You know, and again, some believe it is a UFO. What do you guys think? Now leave it in the comment box below. What do you think? And trust me, guys, the video gets better. Here's the Madonna, late 1400s. And I know you guys have probably seen this particular painting. Okay, to the left, it says believed by some to be a UFO. Now, the debunkers will tell you that it's this angelic, you know, symbol, which I don't know if I believe that. Okay. Here's another really cool painting, but you have to look hard. It's kind of like Finding Waldo. You know, features depictions of 3 strange objects. I mean, guys, look at that. Doesn't that look like the NASA UFOs I showed on the channel? A disc with a little dome on top. There's illumination in the clouds. I mean, you know, it's not a mistake. Mid-1400s. Now, this one, again, I'm not 100% sold, but I wanted to include it. You'll see a disc with the little dome on top. To the right, you see it. Now they're saying it could be a hat or a pool of blood, you know, something like that. Okay, the miracle of the snow, 1428 to 1432. You know, again, this was a painting. Apparently it snowed in the middle of August. It eventually shows a snowfall that happened on a hot August day in Italy. And you can see these weird craft, UFO-looking craft in the background. Okay, here's from the 1600s. And this is actually, I believe, a church burning down. And there appears to be a UFO hovering above. A church on fire. And again, you know, like I said, I mean, the people back then, they didn't know what they were looking at. All they could do was record it in their memory and put a paintbrush to canvas. That's all they could do, or on a cave wall. You know, I mean, it's not like today where everything's captured on a phone. I mean, so basically this is their, you know, version of us, you know, taking a picture of a, you know, weird anomaly in the night sky. Some say it's evidence of time travel, okay? They're talking about the wands of God here. The crucifixion of Christ, 1600s. And this one is very famous and popular. Again, it looks like a UFO with, you know, some type of flame, you know, coming from the bottom. And this is where it was discovered, that particular painting. 2 flying objects on either side of Christ during the crucifixion. And you'll see there's a face in them, you know, if you look closely. That's a very creepy picture right there. And this one here, I mean, it appears to be some little alien guy, right? You know, a male Egyptian offering a live bird, you know, to what looks to be an alien. You know, a peace offering after an unwanted alien invasion. Here's 1803. And I made a video about this, and you guys remember this woman washed up on shore in this weird craft. You know, I made an entire video about that about 3 months ago. Here's a man looking up at the sky. You know, a lot of hidden messages, especially with Da Vinci. You know, a lot of weird hidden messages. You know, and again, the mirroring was a very common practice back then, where you take 2 pictures, put them together, and a third image will emerge. You know, you can do it. They have apps now that'll do it. And of course, the Mona Lisa. You know, and there's a ton of hidden messages in the Mona Lisa, like in her eyeball, with her hands. They think she might be pregnant. But you see this alien warlord, you know, when you merge the 2 together. And of course, John the Baptist. Again, another alien appears. I mean, now guys, can all of this be coincidence? Can it be an accident? I don't think so. Anyway, guys, part 2, here we go. All right, so I wanted to save the good stuff, you know, for the ending. And you're going to see a few, you know, from earlier. But again, when you mirror the images, you get this creature. I mean, what is that? It reminds me, again, of the Mona Lisa and the alien warlord. I mean, how can that be a mistake? How can that be a coincidence? How can that be an accident? You know, you can merge hundreds and thousands of paintings together, and you don't get a big, giant alien face, you know? So it's, you know, really weird, right? I don't believe it was a mistake. I believe that, you know, Da Vinci and other artists, I believe it was intentional. This one here, when you merge them together, you know, you have this weird humanoid-looking creature. Of course, Leonardo da Vinci. And you guys, like I mentioned before, you know, hit that notification bell, sub to the channel. I'm going to be going live at least 2 or 3 times a week. You know, it's time to get serious. I mean, the channel is growing really fast, you know, so thank you guys. And I realize, you know, the video today, you know, might not be everyone's cup of tea, right? But I thought it was cool. You know, especially to think, you know, how far back UFO sightings go. And this one here blows my mind every time. Ancient nukes, weapons described in 1,000-year-old text. And you can see this ancient Egyptian here appears to be dropping a bomb. Then there's an explosion. Boom. Okay, then you have these helicopters. These looks like UFOs, a marine, some type of hovercraft. Again, I just don't think that was done by mistake or imagination. Here's Aztec, New Zealand. They appear to be in some type of craft. And here's the image that you can join together, and you get that weird, alien humanoid-looking creature that I showed at the beginning of the video. And again, John the Baptist. And he's pointing up. A lot of people say he's pointing up, to the sky, to the heavens, to the aliens, to the universe. And it looks like a tree. I don't know, guys. I don't know what this is. Unknown. I don't know, but it is a very old painting. But there's clearly a UFO in it. Same thing here. I believe that was the baptism. Here's a high priest in a container. Okay, and again, this looks like an astronaut. It looks like something from NASA. You can see the boots. Like, I talked about it live the other night. How, the first man to walk on the moon. If you compare the footprints or the boot prints to that, to that sculpture, they're identical. I mean, damn near identical. All right, guys, leave a comment below, sub to the channel, and again, hit that notification bell. I'm going to be going live. We can break this down further, and I have a really cool UFO video coming up.